What's up, everybody? It's your boy Big L. Right here today, working on this Blazer, and I wanted to give you a little tidbit. That I didn't see no videos on this, and I was awfully surprised. And ain't nobody do this kind of jerry rigging. So here we go. Let's flip you around here. Okay, what's happened here is the little vacuum petcock on the transfer case locked up, sent signal to the front wheel drive here for this 4-wheel drive vehicle to lock the front diff. And when that happened, a bunch of popping and banging and probably broke stuff happened. And basically these CV axles now, the bearings are worn out because we didn't realize what was going on right at first. And then on top of that, my girlfriend accidentally hit the fiance, I should say, excuse me. But anyway, she accidentally hit the 4-wheel drive button, and yeah, it made a big hefty clunk and started popping and whatever, bunch of junk. To replace that little unit up in there is going to be expensive, and I don't feel like dealing with it right now. So, what I'm going to do, I already did it on the other side, is I'm going to cut the boot off of this CV axle right now, on this side. Okay, cut that open. And then inside of there, there's a shaft that I'm going to cut with my grinder. To do that, you got to remove this here tie rod, and then you got to remove this here ball joint. Make sure you have a jack up underneath of this right here. Okay, so you can jack it back up and mess around with it and whatever. It's not that big. Make sure you have your suspension hanging. You gotta have it jacked up like that so your suspension's hanging. There ain't no pressure on nothing. But anyway, so that's what I'm gonna do. And when you get done, you gotta leave that cup on that side. So you're gonna cut that boot and pull the axle out of there, but you're going to leave the cup in there, right there. It's kind of hard to see, but you're going to leave that little cup on that end, and then you're going to leave the cup on this end. The reason why I'm doing that is because you got this here axle that comes through the center of the bearing, and I don't know for sure if it has to be there for support or not. I wouldn't really think so, but I don't want to chance it with her driving it, so I'm going to cut the axles. And she's going to be 2-wheel drive, and we won't have to worry about them bearings messing up and locking up a wheel or something. It is making a little howling noise, which could possibly also be the wheel bearing on that other side over there, because it seems to do it when I take the weight off of that side. But anyway, this is how you delete on this stuff if you just want to delete it, completely. It's right up underneath of this fender. This is the passenger side fender. There's a little vacuum actuator that engages that front wheel drive. Now you can, engages the differential. I guess it locks the wheels or whatever. I don't know what it does. But anyway, that was actually sucked closed, so it was engaging this front differential. I disconnected that, so it's technically disengaged, but I just don't trust it. So in this case, I think it's best, at least for the moment, until I got the time and money to put into it, to pull that whole differential out and change it or figure out what happened in there, to just go ahead and cut these axles out and just, bite the bullet. I'm sure I could get another set of axles at the junkyard for 30-40 bucks or something. Brand new, they're like $150, which kind of sucks. It'd be a $300 deal that way, but I'm pretty sure I can get them used out of the junkyard or whatever, maybe even buy a whole nother truck for 500 bucks and get a bunch of parts and scrap out the rest and end up with only a few bucks in it. So there's all kinds of ways to do things, and this is just the way I'm planning on doing mine. So this is a little video just to kind of show you what can be done, and you can save yourself some headaches, or get your vehicle going for another year or two until you got the money to deal with it. In a case where you might be in a snow situation where you got some snow you need to drive in, you could always just disconnect that and then engage it manually yourself and just hope that this stuff holds together or maybe still works or whatever. But we don't get that much snow here in this part of Virginia, so I'm not going to worry about it. She's going to be a 2-wheel drive beastie for a little while. Maybe even pick up the gas mileage a mile or two, who knows. But that's what we got going. And you definitely want to have another jack to put up underneath your control arm to kind of push that back up when you get done. Just a few tools. This is pretty much what I'm using right here. Just some basic hand tool stuff, except for a grinder. You'll need a grinder or Sawzall, one of the two, to cut through the axle. And then this is what it looks like when it's done. You see my cut ends on that side, and on this end it just pulled out of the socket. But on that end I couldn't get it to pull out no matter what I did. Tried prying on it, whatever, it wouldn't pull out, so I just cut it. So you do end up having to cut them, which sucks. I was hoping I could just cut the boots and then, you know, pull the thing out and get new boots later. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to get a whole new CV axle for each side whenever I decide to really fix this thing. But this is how we're going to get it going down the road, and not have to worry about my old lady being stuck on the side of the road somewhere with a problem that I can't fix real easy. And, you know, tearing up even more stuff, because I don't know if that front differential's tore up or not, or if it's just the bearings that are loose. Let's see if I can put a glove on since the video's still running here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Sorry, glove all up in your face. Okay, we got a glove on. This axle, if I can move it, I can't get my big hand in there. It's actually kind of tighter